people. In the forest on my walk, fucking windy. It's probably all you can hear. Got a few trees down. Either Mother Earth is angry or they're fucking with the weather. Anyway, I mentioned before a couple of times on this channel, every week we do a Zoom class called Soul Dojo. It's just a private little group of people. Not recruiting any of you, I'm just telling you. And we just chew the fat about what is and what isn't. So-called New Age spirituality. In the esoteric world, what is of merit. We talk about the occult, we talk about all sorts. Sort of wheat from the chaff, if you like. So, I've also spoken before about meditation, finding that real quiet in the moment state. There's nothing like that. Well, when you do that, I've done that for the last 2 years now. I've meditated before, but since the start of all this bullshit scandemic, I started to tap into that a lot more. And for the last 18 months, more than ever in my life. So I managed to find, I spoke about before, that quiet anatomical place, you know, where your anatomical mind is sleeping, dormant, quiet. And you can just be in that void, you know, that place between any thoughts, questions or answers. So just a quiet place. Now routinely from meditation I can get there quite quickly. Initially it took me a while, but that place that I get to, the quiet place, is a location. It's a location of awareness where you have that awareness of self. You just recognize that even though your eye mind is closed, that you're still here. You can really tune into it, particularly if you're out in nature. But recently I was shown a quicker way, literally by asking questions and the use of language. So asking yourself the questions that you don't usually contemplate. One such question, probably the most asked question or thought about question within the esoteric world, is what is infinity? Now, if you think about it with your logical mind, you won't have an answer. Your mind are just going to spaz mode. It's just like a brain fuck, because there is no answer. How do you define something that has no beginning and no end? Well, it can't exist, can it? And yet it does exist. And when you ask yourself the question and you try and answer it, you just contradict yourself. So the advice I was given was ask the question and spend time in the moment between asking the question and contemplating the answer. Stay in that gap, stay in that void. So now I don't get to that meditative state, I get calm, relaxed and just breathe and literally just close my eyes and ask the question. That's as simple as it needs to be. Just close your eyes and ask the question, what is infinity? And you're not listening to any anatomical mind, because your anatomical mind can't give you an answer, so there's this blank space. And as you go deeper into that blank space, it becomes heartfelt. You realise that you're in the moment. And that is infinity. That is infinity, that moment. Because you are a part of everything within that moment. And everything is you. So in between asking the question and contemplating the answer, that still moment, that void, gap, feels like your heart knows the answer to the question. So you could say that infinity is everything and nothing. And that's what you are. That's what we are. When you find that quiet space, just to give your mind respite, be in touch, spend time there, spend time in that void place, the gap, the place between asking such a question and allowing an answer to come. When you go there and tune right in, like I said, particularly in a place of nature, you connect with everything. And you can feel it. And that's infinity. That's infinite. I've said many times on here that you need to look after yourself on a number of levels. Look after the physical body, look after the emotional body, look after the mental body, look after the spiritual body. And the way to do that is that quiet contemplation time. Because questions are like coordinates for locations of state, for locations of awareness. So previously when I said you've got to find that quiet space where you're in the moment and your analytical mind is quiet and you're tuned in. That can be difficult for some people, it can be haphazard for others. Some find it, some don't. Some find it sometimes and others not. Or it just takes you longer sometimes than other times to find it, but you find it eventually. But by asking that question, what is infinity, it takes you straight there. It's almost like the question is the coordinates to the location. See where I'm going with that? Words and language are so much more important than you might believe. That's why you should try and expand your vocabulary. Find out about words, find out about meaning of words, because we've been tricked and lied to with language for a long time. And what you put out there in terms of language is almost like a spell. It leads you to believe magic isn't real. Magic's real. If you shape-shift in your life, if you shape-shift in your life in any way, from one place to another, by the power of your thoughts, the manifestation from doing, that's magical. How you use language is really important. It elicits emotional response. Find that quiet space when it all gets too fucking much and you realise you just get dragged in to the matrix. Find yourself a quiet time spot. The things that make you feel tranquil, calm, relaxed. Find a quiet space. Maybe some nice 4-3 hertz tune. Maybe some incense, light a candle. Be peaceful. Find that quiet space. Ask that question, what is infinity? Ask yourself, what other questions do you not ask but you should? There's so much that's been hidden from us, there's so much that we don't know. But an ascension in consciousness is happening. Like I said, there's nothing fucking mystical about that. Enhanced awareness is all it means. If you've learned something new and you truly understand it, what you've learned, then you have expanded your awareness of said thing. You have enhanced your awareness, which is an ascension in consciousness. We're all ascending. Some a lot slower than others. Some have reached a standstill, a dormant. Some are just detached and already connected to AI. For those of us that are awakened at this time, I would suggest you go inward regularly. find that quiet space and tune in with what you really are. Your soul, your heart, your spirit. Because that's what's infinite. That's what will go on and on. That energy can't be destroyed. This body's just a vessel. This meat suit is just a vessel. There's so much more. You can tell changes are coming. I can feel it in the air. Don't be hoodwinked by smoke and mirrors. Like I said before, mainstream media will mislead you. Medea is the queen of deception. It's time to think with your three brains. Your gut, your heart, your instinctive understanding of your gut instinct, guided by your heart, followed by an analytical view with your mind. Heart tells the mind what to make of the external world, and that's you co-creating your own experience. If you want to do that better, find the coordinates to the consciously aware place that I just talked about. Because consciousness is just awareness of self. I don't mean self-important, self-aware. I mean the realization that you are a lot more than your name, what you see in the mirror, your identity. Go deeper. Connect with your heart. Because your heart then will direct your head what to do with the external world. And you can find that place quickly, quicker than you think. Just asking the correct questions are the coordinates for that location of awareness. Try it. Find yourself a quiet place. Free your mind from all thought. And allow that question to come into your mind. What is infinity? And spend the time in the gap before contemplating any answer. What you'll find is a very calm and peaceful place. Quite often, when I find that place, I say a word in my head, which is probably kick-starting my mind again, because I've quietened my mind to that point. And that word is bliss. And you feel connected with everything that is, ever has been and ever will be. It's coined a phrase, and you are part of that. When you realise the power we have, when we all collectively realise the power we have, this shit show will end, and this world will take a new direction. Go inward.